higher paying job for sure within the next 30 days. I'm going to give you all of the information that I share with individuals on my fast track program. Today, I'm going to be talking about resumes. I'm going to be speaking about it from a unique perspective because I really want people to understand exactly what's going on and why you're getting so many rejections with respect to your resume. I really want you to understand that most people they don't know, they don't understand, why do I keep getting rejected, why do people keep telling me no? And I know I do these lives every day and I'm trying to share this information with you guys, but there's still a lot of people who just don't understand kind of what's happening on the higher side of things and why hiring managers are saying no to their resumes. I'm going to talk to you today about something very specific. I'm going to talk to you about how to use your resume, right? How to use it to not only get hiring managers to say yes, but it is going to position you before you even interview. It's going to position you for a higher paying job, right? Right now, your resume, the way it is, it may not communicate what it is I'm about to share with you now during this live. But if you create your resume the way that I am about to share with you, and this is what I share with individuals on the fast track program, on my fast track program, um, hiring managers will automatically think about you as a candidate who they need to pay more money to, right? So I'm going to talk to you about that in just a second. So if this is your first time joining me for a live, I try to go live every single day, but let me give you just a little bit about my background. I promise you it'll just be 5 seconds. I've been in talent acquisition and recruiting for 36 years. Um, I I am responsible for the entire hire life cycle. Every part of the process that you go through, from the time you apply to a job all the way to your first day starting, I'm the one that's responsible for that, right? So when you see that job posting on a job board, I'm the one that posted it. When um, your application comes into the applicant tracking system, I'm the one that reviews it first, and I'm the one that gives you the green light to go interview with a hiring manager. In fact, I'm usually the person or someone on my team is the person that says no to your resume. And I'm the one that sends you the rejection email, not, in most cases, right? If a hiring manager is looking at your resume in the applicant tracking system for a company they work for, they're the one that's sending it. But if you're going through talent acquisition, I'm the guy that sends you that rejection letter. I'm going to tell you why I send it to you, right? And then when you get interviewed with a hiring manager and they want to make you an offer, the interview questions that you're asked in the interview, I'm the one that gives those questions to the hiring managers. And I tell the hiring managers the questions they should ask, why they should ask those questions, and the answers that they should be looking for. I'm the one that creates those questions. So the job descriptions, the pay that you are going to be working within. And then if the hiring manager comes back to me and says, yeah, I want to make this person an offer, I'm the person that writes your offer letter. I create it. I have the templates, me. And I'm the one that sends it to you and gets you to e-sign it. And then I have the relationship with the background check companies and the drug test companies to do your background check and your drug test. And then I have you complete the rest of the application all the way up to your direct deposit W-4 I-9. I push you over to HR. HR will get you onboarded and in our system and set up in payroll. And then on your first day, I'm probably going to be the guy that does your new hire orientation and then walks you in to meet the manager. So the whole higher life cycle, right? I'm the one that designs it for the companies I work for, me, right? So what I'm trying to give you guys an understanding of is the behind the scenes happenings, why people are telling you no, so you can get them to stop telling you no. It's a mystery to so many people. They just don't understand what's happening. They know they have the qualifications to do the job. They know they have the experience. They know they have the education. You may even be doing the job right now, right? And people still tell you no, and they won't even call you to tell you why they're telling you no. I'm going to tell you why. Okay? I'm going to tell you why. So that's what I've been doing for the past 36 years. I'm privileged to be able to share this information with you and share it with new college grads and a bunch of people in a bunch of different places as well when I do speaking engagements. So Buckle up, because I'm going to share something with you today that's going to help you. So there's 4 things I'm going to work to try to share with you today. Number 1, I'm going to talk to you about your resume. If you don't get the resume right, nothing else I say matters. You're not going to even get a chance to get an interview. Okay. If you don't get that right, it's over. You might as well, it's done. In fact, like I do every day, I'm going to do live resume reviews today as well, so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So if you want me to review your resume for free, right? And if you want me to do it live, email it to me. It's Daniel@dscds.com. Daniel@dscds.com. On TikTok, it's right here. On Instagram, it's right there it's pinned in the chat. And on YouTube, it's Daniel@dscds.com. You got to make sure you type Daniel@dscds.com in order for you to get your resume to me. So if you want me to look at it and you want me to review it and tell you right now, live, what I'm seeing and what a hiring manager sees, then I'll be more than happy to tell you. Now, let me explain to you what I want to talk to you about the resume. Okay, so this is important. You got to get this right, because if you don't get this right, then we're spinning our wheel. You're spinning your wheels. Okay, what is the purpose of a resume? I want to really, I always ask that question. Do you know what the purpose of a resume? Now, if you think that the purpose of a resume, be honest. If you think that the purpose of a resume is to show hiring managers your work history, to show that you are stable so you can get interviewed, if you think that's the reason why you put a resume together and put it with your application, type yes in the chat. Be honest. Just be honest. I think a resume's purpose is to show my work history, my education, my background, my stability. So when a hiring manager sees it, they can pick me and want me to interview, right? If you think that's the reason behind why you have a resume, then type yes in the chat. That's the reason, Daniel. That's the whole reason why I am submitting a resume to this job, because a hiring manager needs to see my work history. They need to see my stability. They need to know that I have gone to this school and I have this education. And if they see all of that stuff, it will be clear to them that I am a person that they should be interviewing and hiring. If you believe that's the case, be honest. Type yes in the chat. I can see over on YouTube, everybody's typing yes. I can see on TikTok, you're typing yes. On Instagram, you're typing yes. I want to see 25 people tell me what's your answer. $25 people. Yes, no, not yes, yes, yes. What do you think? All right. What if I told you that is not the purpose of your resume? Because it's not. The purpose of your resume is not to show hiring managers your work history. In fact, I'm going to say something bold right now. If you took all of your work history off of your resume, there is still a way for a hiring manager to hire you, to interview you, if you tell them what it is I'm about to show you right now. Now, I'm not saying remove your work history. Your work history is proof, but we're not looking for that proof. Your work history does not show the hiring manager what they want to see. In fact, listen to me, listen very closely. If you think stability on a job through looking at your work history is like the top thing a hiring manager looks for, type yes in the chat. If you think that that's what they want to know, I got to make sure this person is stable. If you think that that's what they're looking for to determine whether they're going to interview you or not, type yes in the chat. I want 25 people to respond. We have 116 people in the room on Instagram, on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. If you think that that's what they want to know, they're trying to determine stability. Guess what? No, we're not. We don't look for stability. That's not what we look for. Okay? We will determine that in the interview, but we don't look for it to determine if we're going to interview you. We don't care about it. That's why I tell people, stop focusing on the gaps in your employment. We don't care about that. There's one thing we care about. And most people don't know this. I'm going to tell you. Hiring managers look for three things when they look at your resume. They're trying to determine three things immediately. And the reason why you keep getting rejected is because they don't see these things within the first 7 to 10 seconds. They just don't see it. Okay? And if they don't see it, and if you don't know what to show it, and they're not telling you what they want to see, right? If they don't see it, they reject you. And this is not about, can you do the job? This is not about, do you have the experience to do the job? This is not about, have you done the function of the work in the same type of company and industry? Has nothing to do with that. That is not why hiring managers pick you. Because I have interviewed perfectly qualified candidates who have the skill, experience, education, and background, and in many cases can do the job better than the hiring manager. And the hiring manager would look at their resume and say no. Why did that happen? Why would the hiring manager say no? I'm going to tell you how I found it out. And then I'm going to tell you what the hiring manager is looking for. And I'm going to tell you, you do the same thing to me as a recruiter. When I post a job, you do the same thing. There are certain things that you're looking for that if I don't show you those things, you won't apply to my jobs. You won't. You just won't do it. I know that. Why? Because 30 years ago, you were telling me, and a light bulb went off. After I heard it 150, 200 times, 1,000 times, I said, oh, everybody keeps asking me this same question when they call because they don't see it on the job posting. So what would happen if I added it to the job posting? When I did that, I started getting 400 candidates in 3 days. I would get so many phone calls. I would have 150 phone calls in 24 hours, voicemails, right? Let me explain to you. I'm going to tell you what you're looking for. I'm going to tell you what hiring managers are looking for, and I'm going to tell you how I found it out. Okay? So this is how I found it out. I used to be a senior recruiter at a 1,000 seat customer service call center. Okay? And I was the only HR recruiter. And hiring managers would tell me, okay, we have a training class coming up in 3 weeks. We need to hire 25 people. So my target was always 35 to get 25. So we will make 35 offers to get 25 people started. Okay. Now, in order for me to get 35 offers to get 25 people started, I knew I had to get at least 50 people through the interview process. And in order for me to get 50 people through the interview process, I knew that I had to email, pre-screen about 200 people. Okay, so I want you to understand how this works. So this is what would happen. I was excited. I was calling you and having a pre-screen conversation with you, like many of you have right now on the phones with recruiters. And then I would tell you, based on our conversation, wow, your skill is off the chart. I love it. You are going to be a perfect fit. You are exactly what the hiring manager is asking for. And then I would take your resume with my notes and send it to the hiring manager. The hiring manager would then, via email, I'm using a piece of paper, they would get your resume and look at it and say, send me an email back and say, no, thank you. I don't want to talk to that person. Send me more people. And I was like, what? Wait. Why are you turning this person away? Right? That used to happen over and over and over and over and over again. Day after day. Totally blew me away. So like I would submit 10 people and then only 2 people would get interviewed. I got frustrated. I almost quit this job, right? Because I didn't think the hiring manager liked me as a person. Okay, it's 161 people in the room on Instagram. I'm sorry, on TikTok. Let's spread this wider on TikTok. Tap the screen for 30 seconds and it'll get us to 5,000 likes literally in 20 seconds. Just tap the screen until we get to 5,000 likes. You'll see it, 5,000 likes up here. Okay, same thing on Instagram. Just tap the screen. All it does is it tells people, we're on and we're getting helping people to get jobs. And by the way, if you follow what I'm saying, you'll get a lot more interviews and you'll get more high paying job offers. Okay, so hiring managers were telling me no. I didn't understand why. Okay, so I went to my director and said, listen, I'm sick and tired of this. I'm submitting all of these candidates to the hiring manager. I'm doing my job. They're telling me no, I don't think they like me. She was like, well, I don't think that's the case. Just ask them what they're looking for. So I said, what are you talking about? I already asked them what they're looking for. They told me, and I'm giving it to them. Look at this resume I just sent to them. And they told me no to this person. She said, ask again. So I did. Met everybody in the conference room, had a conversation. Thank you so much for the gift, Jedediah. So met them in the conference room, had a conversation. They told me, well, Daniel, I am sure the people that you're submitting me, they're good people. But I don't see what you're saying. I didn't understand it. What do you mean you don't see? Like, like, is your vision impaired? Like, I'm serious. I was very angry. What do you mean you don't see what I'm saying? I'm showing you the resume. In fact, I'm giving you notes. And they would say, well, I hear what you're saying, Daniel, but I just don't see it. I said, look at this resume right here, right? So I was trying to tell them. Finally, after hearing that over and over again, I said, okay, what do you want to see? And they told me. And I was like, a light bulb went off. What? Oh, you want me to show you this right up front when you get the resume? I ran out of that conference room. I went back to my desk, and I had a couple people that I had just interviewed, but I did not submit them. I changed their resume to show the hiring manager what they just told me they wanted to see. And when I submitted those candidates, they said, yes, this is what we want to see. I want to talk to this person. I started changing everybody's resume to show hiring managers these three things right up front. Okay. And that changed everything for me. I went from 2 out of every 10 people getting an interview to 8, almost 9 out of every 10 people that I submitted, they were getting interviews. Why? Because the hiring managers were looking for something specific. I thought I was showing them by giving them my notes and your resume the way you sent it to me. If I can see it, surely they can see it. And the hiring manager says, nope. Now, this is what they told me. Now, remember, I told you, you do the same thing. There's 4 things you want to see before you apply to a job. Number 1, you ask yourself, before I apply to this job, what is this job going to be doing? Like, if it's selling or what, I don't want to do that. Number 2, where is this job located? I'm not interested in driving 3 hours one way. So I got to know where the work location is. The third thing you want to know is, how much does this job pay? Like, I'm not applying to this job if the pay is too low. And number 4, okay, and back in my day when we were doing paper applications, you would say to yourself, okay, I'm not coming up to the office and spending an hour and a half filling out an application and sitting in the lobby if I don't have a good chance of getting interviewed and getting the job. Those are the 4 things that you wanted to know. Now, how did I find that out? You would ask me those questions over and over again on the phone before you came up to the office. And so I said, I'm going to start adding that to every job posting. And that changed everything. I used to have literally 50 people sitting in a lobby in our office building for 2, 3, 4 hours straight when I was trying to fill positions for a customer service call center. You guys I would have so many people. We would have to do 100 copies of the application. Okay, so I know what you want. So as a recruiter, I know what to write on the job posting so you can apply to it. This is what hiring managers want to see. Number 1. And if you don't show this to them, they're not going to call you. And this is probably why the number one reason why you're getting rejected. Number one, when you apply to that job and an application comes through the applicant tracking system and they pick your resume up, they already know I need someone to do payroll, hypothetically. I need someone to do payroll. So they pick your resume up and they say, what does this person do? That's the first thing they ask themselves. They're looking for that. So if your resume is not clear on what you do right up front, you're already 10 steps behind. Okay. Now, if a hiring manager has to go further in your resume to try to figure out what you do, it's over for you. They're not going to call you. I'm telling you what I know. I'm not telling you, this is not theory. So this is what I was missing when I was submitting your resume. So hiring manager says, well, Daniel, what does this person do? The first thing I changed was this person is a senior payroll specialist, right? Not the title, the actual function of the work. So I'm going to test it. Like if I were to ask you what you do, what would your answer be? Type it in the chat. What do you do? Type it in the chat. Okay? Because if you don't show a hiring manager that right up front, they're going to reject you. It's going to be over. They will not call you. They're going to tell me, go get more people. That's what they're going to say. What you do. I am a recruiter. Even though I'm at the VP director level, I'm a recruiter. So when a hiring manager wants to know what I do, I'm a recruiter, right? Educator, key account manager, transactional HR generalist. No, you're HR generalist, right? This is what hiring managers want to know. Now, the second thing they want to know is, okay, you're an educator. How long have you been doing it? In years. That's what they want to know. Now, why do they want to know that? Because the less experience a person has, the more time we will have to spend training them. And so they're trying to make a determination about your skill level because they're trying to see if they have to spend extra time. An entry level person takes an extra 20 hours per week of the hiring manager's time to train them. And if a hiring manager doesn't have the bandwidth for that, they're not going to hire you. It's not going to happen. Okay. So 0 to 4 years is entry level, 5 to 9 years is mid level, 10 years or more, that's senior level. Okay. That's what we're looking for. And then the third thing we're looking for, and I want you to listen to this very closely. 99.9% of people don't have this on their resume. And this is probably more important than everything else. And that is how good you are at doing it. Now, let me explain to you what I mean. Quantifiable proof of value, evidence, metrics, numbers, revenue generated, cost savings. I'm going to tell you the 5 reasons why hiring managers want to see that and why you should have it on your resume. And I'm going to do resume reviews. So if you want me to review your resume, I can see 10 of you have already sent me your resume. Eldrick, Michael, Dos Santos, Annette, Russell, Jermaine. I see you guys. I can take 90 more people. If you want me to review your resume now or after this live, I'll be more than happy to do that. So why is this important? Number one, when you have proof of value on your resume, like I tell hiring managers on my resume that I hire 4,000 to 6,000 people per year. 4,000 to 6,000. Thank you so much, Coach. 4,000 to 6,000 people per year. That quantifiable proof tells them how good I am. That's the first thing they want to know. The second thing they want to know is, okay, they want to see this proof because it transforms your resume from a features-based resume. These are the features. I am a this, I am a that, I am a this, I have this education. You're talking all about the features of your professional expertise and career, and no one knows the benefit they're going to get if they hire you. So this transforms your resume from a features-based resume to a benefits-based resume. Now I'm going to explain to you why that's important. When you decide you're going to buy a pair of shoes, Nike doesn't say, we have a shoe, it's made of rubber and canvas and has laces, it's a size 10. If you saw that, you wouldn't buy it. Most people wouldn't, right? Well, what Nike actually does is they say, we have a shoe. It will help you run faster, jump higher, look better, and win. That's what they say. So they talk to you about the outcome you will get if you buy their shoe. You don't talk about the outcome a hiring manager will get if they hire you, but it is the outcome hiring managers is trying to determine if they hire you. You're missing that. Most people don't have proof of value or the outcome a hiring manager can know they're going to get if they hire you. Proof of value. You have to show hiring managers proof of value. What is the third reason why? When you have proof of value, like when I tell hiring managers I hire 4 to 6,000 people per year, or you say as a payroll person, you process payroll for 5,000 people every 2 weeks, or if you're a salesperson, I had a person yesterday that says they help manage and generate $380 million annually for a company. When you have that on your resume, $5 million in sales, you reduce the waste by 75%, whatever that is, you have just proven trust and credibility just by telling them that. You just prove to them I'm somebody you can trust, and I have credibility because my resume is telling you I'm a $60 million a year seller. But so many people are missing that from their resume. So that's why hiring managers throw your resumes away, because you're making hiring managers guess. Now you think by just showing them your experience, your education, and background that's enough. It's not enough. It's not. They're not going to call you because they don't trust you. They don't see that you're credible. They don't know how good you are. They have no idea about these things. Okay. The fourth thing that's important for you to understand is when you show hiring managers like how much revenue you've generated, how much cost you've saved, how many people you've managed, this is what they're thinking. Okay, like in my case, the company I work for, they needed to hire 2,800 people a year, part-time, full-time, at every level. Well, when they saw that I hire 4 to 6,000 people a year, this is what they're thinking. Oh, he can definitely do what I need someone to do. That's what the hiring manager's thinking. He could do what I need someone to do because I can see it. It's on his resume. See, when you're missing that, if you say I'm a payroll clerk that does high volume payroll, what is high volume, right? Or I'm a customer service rep that handles a high volume of calls, or I'm a project manager that hires that takes care of big projects. Like, no, there has to be a number, a percentage that there has to be attached to it, because the hiring manager is trying to think to themselves, if I talk to this person, can they even do what I need someone to do? Right? And the final thing is this, watch this. When you show a hiring manager based on these numbers that you can do more than what they need someone to do, you have just positioned yourself for a higher paying offer. They're not gonna lowball you. In baseball, excuse me for using the analogy, the highest paid hitters can hit the ball 3 out of 10 times. They can get on base 3 out of 10 times, 30% success rate. There are some baseball players, they make millions, $50 million a year to play baseball to have 30% success. Why is that important? Because the numbers bear out. If this guy comes to the plate 5 times a game, 3 of those 5 times, 2 of those 5 times, he's going to get on base. If he gets on base 2 to 5 times, 2 to 3 times a game, and we score every single time, we can win the game, right? So the value is in the person's productivity. Listen to me. The value is in you showing people your productivity in numbers. And if that's not on your resume, I'm about to do some resume reviews. If that's not on your resume, nobody's calling you. If that's a surprise to you, type wow in the chat. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Nobody told me that. No one told me I needed to have that information on my resume. I know they don't. And I'm a recruiter. And I had to learn it 28 years ago. I had to learn this, and it blew my mind. I started changing your resume. I do not send your resume over to a hiring manager without changing it first, sending it back to you for approval, and then sending it to the hiring managers, because I know they're going to tell me no. And it's not because they don't like me. I used to think they did not like me. I was like, they hate HR. They don't like this HR director. They don't like me. This is why you're not getting picked, because you are not painting a picture for the hiring manager that helps them know how you're going to help them, right? Now, everybody does this except for you. Everybody. Like, what does you know Gucci say? They don't say, if you buy this Gucci purse, you'll be able to carry all of your items. You can go buy a Walmart purse. I mean, that's not what they say. If you buy a Gucci purse, it's going to elevate your status. Your style is going to be right. This is what they say. If you drive a Bentley, if you drive a Ferrari, this is what people are going to think about you. They're not saying if you drive a Ferrari, you're going to be able to get 10 miles to the gallon and drive. They don't say that. They paint a picture of the thing they want you to imagine yourself as if you get it, right? That's what you're missing. That's what so many people's resume is missing. So you got to stop thinking about your resume like it's a biography, like it's a document that's supposed to show proof of your work history. It's a marketing document. You need to start thinking like Nike. Hiring manager, if you were a shoe, you would say to the hiring manager, if you hire me, you will be able to run faster, jump higher, look better, and win. Let's say you're a payroll person, hiring manager. If you hire me, you will be able to process payroll with less errors before time and eliminate your payroll problem if you hire me. If you are a salesperson, you say to the hiring manager, if you want to generate more revenue through getting 20 or 30% more customers and have someone who can close more deals, hire me. That's what you should be saying. But guess what? Most people's resumes don't say that. So you wonder, I told the hiring manager what I want them to know, but you didn't tell the hiring managers what they want to know. You can't say, I'm a shoe made of rubber with canvas and shoelaces. You have to say, I am a shoe that will help you run faster, jump higher, and win. You have to give quantifiable proof, data that show hiring managers why hiring you is important, why it's the smartest thing for them to do. Okay? A performance-based resume will get you like 8 out of 10 jobs. When a hiring manager looks at your resume, they are going to stop and call you. I'm telling you, if I see it, I'm stopping what I'm doing. I am not, let me explain this to you. If I see a data-driven resume that answers every question that the hiring manager is asking me to have answered, I'm going to stop searching and call that person, because my concern as a recruiter is if I wait too long to call this person, they may be snatched off the market already. Now, after I talk to you, I'll resume my looking at more candidates if we don't have enough candidates for the hiring manager. But the one thing that makes us stop and call you is, oh my goodness, if we interview this person, they have just shown me that this is what we are going to be able to do. That's the problem that so many people have. I'm gonna keep screaming this until I don't have a voice anymore, because nobody's telling you this. Again, if this is news to you, type news in the chat. I just want to make sure I'm tracking. I see you guys are sending me your resume. Tennille, Destiny, Cherie, Nicole, Jessica, Amber, Paulicia, Christiana, Lionel, Christina, Emmanuel. I see you guys have sent me your resume. I could take another 70 people if you want me to review your resume now or after the live. Today, I'm talking about. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to say to you, hey, I'm gonna say this is what you need to add. This is what you need to change. It's missing this, so you can see what you need to add to your resume and get you more job interviews. Now, when I do reviews, outside of the live, when I do reviews, there is an option in there for me to do it for you. Where do we send it to? Daniel@dscds.com. My email is right above my head. Daniel@dscds.com. That's on TikTok. On Instagram, it's pinned in the chat. And then on YouTube, it's Daniel@dscds.com. Daniel@dscds.com. It's right here. So you are going to be able to get a lot more interviews if you add that. So I'm about to start doing, before I move on to the next thing, which is how you can apply to, I'm going to show you how to stop getting, I never want you to worry about whether somebody's going to call you back for an interview. Okay? I want you to stop worrying about that. I'm going to tell you how you can improve your chances for getting 4 to 5 interviews every single week. And I'm going to show you how you can get 2 to 4 job offers in about 30 days. Written offers, not a, hey, we want to hire you. No, I'm talking about you've already passed the final interview, and in your email account, you have a written offer from a recruiter like me. Okay? So I'm going to do some resume reviews. So if another 10 people want to send me their resume right now and get in on this, I'll be more than happy to take your resumes as well. But I can take another. Okay, Camille, I see yours. Kayla, I see yours. Tennille, Destiny. I can take another 68 people if you want to email me your resume. Okay, so I'm going to go through a couple real quick. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So the hiring manager wants to know those 3 things: what you do, how long you've done it, how good you are doing it. The first thing they do when they pick up their resume is they're asking themselves, okay, this person just applied to the job. What do they do? That's the first thing they want to know. Okay. So Nicole M. Okay. I'm going to look at your resume. Okay. I'm going to remove the contact information because I don't want that to show that to the world. Okay, it's hard for me to remove this one. So all right. This is the resume. Okay. This is a no-go. Okay. I don't like, okay, so let me just read something to you just from the resume. Okay. So Nicole, it says that you're a hospitality and office administration professional, streamline operations and enhancing guest experience. Okay, so are you a hospitality admin person, or office admin person, like operations I don't know. So it says your summary, which by the way, please listen to me. Stop putting summary statements on your resume. Hiring managers are not going to read these paragraphs. You need to put bullet points, so you can show hiring managers they can quickly scan. By the way, we're only looking for numbers and data, not words. We read the words once we see the numbers and the data as proof, but we're not skimming and scanning anything. I'm going to tell you something about this resume that's pretty good, that you might want to consider doing potentially, right? It looks thin, because under each job, there are no duties and responsibilities on this resume. But we don't care about that. Okay. So this says, I'm a detail-oriented administrative professional with a strong background in client relations, operations, support, and high-volume office environments. I'm experienced in managing communications, coordinating schedules, maintaining accurate records, and supporting day-to-day business operations. I'm skilled at building positive relationships, handling inquiries, and resolving issues with professionalism and efficiency. I'm known for strong organizational skills, attention to detail, and the ability. Okay, so this is like reading the label on the back of a loaf of bread. That's what this is like. Hiring managers are not going to read this. Nobody buys bread, just because they read the ingredients. Okay, they're not buying bread. They're buying bread because it says it's soft, it's delicious, right? That's what they're buying bread for. This is like reading the ingredients on the back of a loaf of bread. Yes, get rid of your summary statement. Hiring managers don't read it. You're forcing reading this summary statement means I have to figure out how you can help me. Hiring managers are not going to do that. It is not the responsibility of a hiring manager. Listen to me, I'm going to say this 3 times. I'm not going to say it loudly. It is not the responsibility of the manager to figure out how you can help them. It's not their responsibility to look at your resume to figure out how you will be a solution to the problem. It is not their responsibility. It's your responsibility. It's my responsibility. So as a recruiter, I don't send your resume like this. I don't show hiring managers the label of the back of the loaf of bread. I show them the front of the bread that says, I'm giving you this person, and this is what they are going to be able to do for you starting tomorrow. That's the big issue that many people have. And Nicole, you got to change your resume. Do not apply to another job with this resume. Nobody's going to call you. Okay, I'm going to do another one. Jessica C. Jessica C. Okay, so I'm going to, okay. So, Jessica, this is your resume. This is Jessica's resume. Okay, Jessica, I remove your name and information. Okay, so Jessica, I'm just being honest with you. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody. They're not going to call you. See, I can see by your title that you're RN, right? Now I want you to listen to me. So if a hiring manager is looking for an RN, yeah, you can send it. Just email your resume to daniel@dscds.com. If a hiring manager is looking for an RN, that's good. You're a registered nurse. But what value do you bring to nursing? Hiring managers are looking for it, right? So here's the issue. You say you are RN and you are saying in your summary that your job target is an Epic application analyst. That mismatch right there gets you tossed. And then you have a summary paragraph that says you're a detail-oriented and solution-focused registered nurse with 8+ years of experience in Epic and as labor and delivery nurse, 5+ years of experience optimizing healthcare systems, a proven expertise in EHR implementation, user training, and technical support. But what does a hiring manager get if they hire you? I don't know that. I can't see that. So, how many patients do you care for on a daily basis? What kind of patient outcomes can a hiring manager expect if they hire you? Right? That's your job, to help them get positive patient outcomes, to make sure that patients are safe, to deliver care in a way that none of this is here. So yes, you're RN, and best case scenario, they'll push your resume to the side. But if they find someone else who has the information that they're looking for, they're not going to pick you. You're going to get a rejection letter. So I tell people, please don't apply with this resume. You're not going to get people to call you back. Camille W. Camille W. Camille W. Okay, let me remove your contact information. Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell you, this is the classic mistake that a lot of people make. I need to cover yours up with some paper. Okay, this is Camille. You see these two columns right here? How this is created with these two columns? Can you see it? This doesn't parse into or upload into an applicant tracking system the right way. So this resume will come through fragmented. Okay. And so just based on that alone, they would throw your resume in the trash can because they're not going to try to decipher it. Right. We're just not going to do that. But it says under your name that you're a project coordinator. So you're telling me, this is like Nike saying, I have a shoe. You're saying I'm a project coordinator. Okay. So I don't know what industry, I don't know what you do. And then you have a profile that says you're a construction project coordinator with 10 years experience managing residential and commercial projects from estimate to completion. You have a strong background in scheduling, subcontractor coordination, budgeting, and client relations. OSHA 30 certified with hands-on trade experience, building a field-informed approach to project execution. Okay, how is that going to help a man? See, you understand that? Like, I see no data, no information here that says how many projects you coordinated, how big the project was, how much the project budget was that you were responsible for managing, how many projects that did you deliver before the deadline. Like, I don't see how many people on the construction site or the project were you responsible for managing. I don't see none of that. And this is what hiring managers are trying to figure out. So imagine you're applying to a job for a company that's doing a multi-family project. The first question they want to know is, what's the biggest multi-family project you've ever managed or been a coordinator for? How many units? How many people? How long was the project? What was the budget? They're asking themselves that question, and your resume doesn't answer this. So they're going to toss your resume because of that. So if I were a recruiter and I was working for the company that you applied to, those are the questions that I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to add that to your resume right up front so the hiring manager sees it, because I know the size of the project and the size of the budget and the units that they're going to be, the project is going to be taken care of. I know that, right? So I know that's what they want to see. Yours doesn't show that. So you got to be careful. You can't, don't, thanks for the roses. Don't apply to a job with this resume. Don't do that. If you want me to review your resume for free, I'll review your resume for free. You can email it to me, Daniel@dscds.com. I'll do a couple more in just a minute. Daniel@dscds.com. I see you guys are sending me your resume. I can take another 60 people. So I'm telling you about this resume, and I'm spending so much time on the resumes because I want you to understand that you are blocking yourself. You are the one that's stopping you from being selected. And part of the reason why is you don't know what hiring managers want to see. You think they want to look at your work history. You think they want to look at the beautiful colors, and some of you have these headshots on your picture. That's not what we want. Okay. We want your resume so we can see that marketing document, and you need to be showing that you are the solution to a hiring manager's problem the moment they pick it up. Now, I'm going to explain to you why this is important. So somebody asked me earlier, should I get rid of your summary statements? I advise you get rid of your summary statement. I advise you do two things at the very top of your resume underneath your name. Number one, it needs to be your elevator pitch. I call it your captivating headline. What you do, how long you've done it, how good you are doing it. So mine says, I am a senior talent acquisition recruiter with 35 years experience hiring 4 to 6,000 people per year. Then right underneath that, you are going to add a value statement. Okay. And what is a value statement? A value statement tells a hiring manager what they get if they hire you. Don't make them figure it out. Tell them what they get if they hire you, right? This is important for you to understand, because if you don't tell hiring managers what they get if they hire you, they're not going to hire you. You're trying to make them figure it out, and they're not going to figure it out. Okay? This is important for you to understand. Very important for you to understand. Or you're going to be struggling for a long time. Okay? What do they get? So, in the chat, I want you to type in your skill, and I'm going to tell you what the value statement is you should have on your resume. Tell me right now what your skill is. I am a educator. I am a welder. What are you? Okay, tell me what you are. And I'm going to tell you what your resume should show a hiring manager. Okay, so nurse. So if you're a nurse, your value statement would be, I improve patient outcomes by delivering high quality, compassionate care, consistently supporting 15 to 20 patients per shift while maintaining patient satisfaction scores above 90% and ensuring accurate, timely treatment. So if you hire me, you are going to get improved patient outcomes. Okay, compliance. Okay, this is a value statement you need to be adding to your resume. I help organizations reduce regulatory risk and avoid costly penalties by ensuring 100% compliance with federal and state regulations, strengthening internal controls, and proactively identifying and resolving compliance gaps. That's what I'm going to help you do if you hire me, right? Behavior specialist. Okay. These are value statements that you have to add to your resume to tell hiring managers what they get. Or if you don't, it's like reading the ingredients on the back of a loaf of bread. Nobody reads that. Okay. If you're a behavioral person, I help clients achieve measurable behavioral progress by analyzing data, developing targeted treatment plans, and consistently improving behavioral outcomes through structured interventions. If you hire me, that's what I'm going to help you do. If that makes sense to you, type, I got it in the chat. I got it. That makes sense to me, Daniel. I got it. I understand. I got it. I got it. You have just opened my eyes. I got it, man. All right. So I'm going to review a couple more resumes and then I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. You could do this starting today. You can literally, you got to get your resume fixed first. You got to fix your resume first. And then I'm going to show you how to find and apply to 100 jobs per day using LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, and Indeed.com in just 30 minutes a day. Most of you are searching for jobs wrong. So let's look at another resume. Terry E. Terry E. Terry E. Okay. Now, I like doing HR pros. I like doing people who are in HR. Okay, so Terry. Okay, this is Terry's resume. So Terry, here's the deal. I like your resume format. Okay. But this is what your resume says. You're a strategic HR leader, leadership and performance psychology, organizational development. Okay, so what are you? Like, are you an HR? Okay, now if I have to look through your resume to see, okay, you're a senior human resources business partner, but what do? You say you drive measurable organizational impact by grounding talent and leadership development and leadership and performance psychology. You design and scale learning, succession, and onboarding programs that strengthen leadership pipelines, accelerate capable building and improving execution. You're a trusted partner to senior leaders, translating strategy into like Terry. Like, how big is the team? How big is the HR department you've been responsible for managing, or how big is the HR business partner solutions, or the number of managers you were responsible for supporting? Like, none of that is here. Okay. Now, I do see one number in here that says you monitor HR analytics to drive data informed decisions making and optimize talent lifecycle management, increasing operational productivity by roughly 45%. Just say 45%. And what kind of outcome did that help somebody get? Like, I would change, your resume is not horrible. I mean, it's middle of the road, right? But does it stand out against the person's resume who says, I'm an HR business partner who supports 20 managers and 600 employees, and I improve hiring times by 75%, retention times by 20%, right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Your resume doesn't show that. So out of pure courtesy for us being on the same team, I would look at your resume, but I would have a hard time calling because I have to figure out, you're making me figure these things out. Like, I don't know how good you've done. Why do they put calories on the back of a loaf of bread? So you know the energy once you're going to get once you consume it. That data is important, right? Because they know that that's what we want to see. They don't put it there because it's cute. They put it there because that's what they know we want to see. Right? You got to understand that. Or nobody's going to call you. All right. I'm being honest with everyone. All right, so check this out. So I see you guys are still seeing me your resumes. Amanda, Sarah, Braden, Lamar, DJ, DeAndre, Sarah, Naqueen, Gwilades or Lillian, Yvonne, Samuel, Ave, Alice, Tamika, Aisha, Sally, Francis, another Sally, or the same person, Kent. I see you guys have sent me your resume. I'll take a look at those resumes. If you send me your resume, I'll review it for free, and I will send you back my assessment. Again, I'm going to tell you what to fix and tweak. You could do it yourself. I have no expectation that anybody would work with me. I don't. I'm going to provide the information for you. Do it yourself. But if you say, can you do it for me? There is an option there. You'll see it. Everything that I'm telling you right now is what I show everyone on my fast track program, and it's why the average person gets a job offer, written offer, in 22 to 28 days. If a person does exactly what I say on my fast track program, and many of you are like, what is this fast track program? If you want to know about the fast track program, just send me a DM on the platform you're on. DM me the word fast track, or email me the word fast track, and I'll send you the information. That's it. I mean, okay. So now let's talk about job search. There's so many people who tell me, Daniel, I, I, I don't understand. What you talking about 100 jobs a day? It ain't that many jobs out there. Right now on LinkedIn, there's 5.4 million jobs open. 5.4. The problem that candidates have is they don't know how to search for jobs. I'm going to tell you the best way to search for jobs to get maximum results like a recruiter. Now, if you've been on my live before, you've heard me talk about Ron. I just did this last night. I did with a group of new people that are on the Fast Track program. I talk about job search. Like there's literally thousands of jobs that match exactly what you want to do, paying what you want to make on LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, and Indeed.com. You just don't know how to find them. So Ron came to me 8 months ago, 9 months ago. It's been 9 months. He had been looking for a job for 8 months. Senior sales account manager. And Ron says, man, I'm searching for jobs. Can you help me? Is essentially what he says. I said, yeah, I think I can. You're a senior sales account manager. That's pretty easy, right? I can definitely help you get a job. He says, okay, I want you to be my recruiter then. I want to get on your fast track program. Are you going to be my recruiter? I said, yeah, I'm going to walk you through every part of the process. I'm going to fix your resume. I am going to walk you through setting up your LinkedIn profile. I'm going to show you how to find thousands of jobs, and I'm going to show you the fast way to apply. When you start getting interviews, I'm going to prep you for every interviews, and you're going to meet with the group every Monday in an accountability meeting. So he says, okay, great. And he signed up for the fast track program March 5th. Okay. That's when he signed up for it. He was desperate. He was running out of his severance was gone, and he was running out of his unemployment. Okay. So that may be many of you, or you may be in a job and you're like, man, I got to get out of this stupid place. It's just really, it's stressing me out. It's driving me crazy. If you're in a place right now that is so stressful, it's not worth your time, just type in the chat, me. Yeah, I need to get out of this job, man. I really need to get out of here because it's killing me. It's stressing me out. It's driving me crazy. It is horrible over here. These people are ridiculous. What's wrong with these people? If that's you, you're like, yeah, man, I got to get out of here. This is not good for me. Yeah, I see you guys saying me, I got to get out of here. So the question is, how are you going to do that? So this was Ron's situation. Now I'm going to read you Ron's email, and then I'm going to talk to you about the mistake Ron was making that many of you may be making. So Ron sent me this email on April 7th. Okay. He says, hey, Coach Dan, I wanted to let you know that I accepted a position. I know you wanted to chat, but honestly, and I tell everybody, you don't accept an offer without talking to me first, because I want to make sure I can get you $2,000 to $10,000 more from every offer. This is everybody on my fast track program. He says, I know you wanted me to chat, but honestly, the company met everything I requested in terms of my salary, vacation days, holidays, and investment in their pension plan. My new role at this company will be a commercial manager in their medical business unit with commercial responsibilities over 6 shared locations with customer service managers and operational teams who do not report directly into the medical business unit. Daniel, your program is outstanding, and I would be more than happy to provide an exceptional endorsement. Your formula works. Thank you so much. Best regards, Ron. Now, why do I share that message? I'm not sharing it because I want to pat myself on the back or tell everybody that the program works. Or I don't know. I'm just telling you that the same mistake that Ron was making, the same mystery that Ron was trying to uncover, the same things that he just didn't understand as a 30-year professional. He's been doing it for 30 years, and making 140 to 160. He was confused. I'm totally qualified. Why can't I get jobs? I have the expertise. I have a stellar work history record. Why can't I get jobs? If that's confusing to you, type, yep. Man, I don't understand. Why? What is wrong with me that people are rejecting me? Why can't I get a job? That's you. Type yep in the chat. Yep, yeah. I'm trying to understand. It has nothing to do with that you're qualified. That's not the issue. The issue is, one, the right people have not seen you because you don't know how to put yourself in front of the right people. I'm about to show you the same thing I showed Ron. So step one was, Ron, we're going to fix your resume. I fixed it. Step two, let's hop on a Zoom call. I'm going to help you fix your LinkedIn profile because as recruiters, we sneak over there every now and then. Step three, I'm going to now show you how to apply for jobs. And I'm going to do this live for you. Okay. So I told Ron, show me how you search. So Ron typed in his keyword, which was his previous job title, Senior Sales Account Manager. That's how he started his search. I said, don't type anything else. Don't click anything else. Just click search. Now, if you're someone who starts your search off by your job title, be honest. Be honest. Type yes in the chat. I start my search with my job title because that's what I'm supposed to do, right? I'm supposed to type in my job title because this is the job title I had and this is the job title I'm looking for. That's what I need to put in the search bar, right? That's what Ron is thinking. That's what I'm supposed to do, right? I'm supposed to put in Senior Sales Account Manager because that's the job I just did for 3 years, even though they laid me off. That's how I'm supposed to start it, right? No, you're not. No, that's not how you search for a job. Okay? If you want to know what you're supposed to put in there so you can get the maximum results, put into the chat. Tell me, dude. Tell me. Stop stalling. Tell me, what am I supposed to put in the chat? So, when Ron did that, 5,400 jobs came back. Now, I'm about to tell you something. Don't get mad at me. I said to Ron, okay, we got 5,400 jobs. Seems like it's a lot of jobs, right? Then I told him, half of those jobs are closed. Half of those jobs are filled. They're not even available. You're applying to jobs that are closed. You're applying to jobs that are already filled. He says, what are you talking about? How do you know that? Here's how I know. Okay. I manage the job boards for the companies I work for. I said, Ron, when I close a job in the applicant tracking system and it immediately pulls it from our career site, LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, and Indeed.com, they do not remove it from their site until 30 to 60 days after we close it. So you're applying to a job that is not even open in my applicant tracking system. So when you send your resume to me, you get an automatic rejection and your resume never even made it to my applicant tracking system. Did you know that? He said, no. I'm going to ask you, did you know that was happening? Yes or no? Did you know that was happening? That jobs you're applying to, they were filled 30 days ago, 60 days ago, 45 days ago. Did you know that? That's what's happening. So I said, that's not how you search for jobs. You're killing yourself. You're getting stressed out. Your mortgage is starting to get behind. And it's not because you can't do the job. You're already experienced. You have a proven track record of success. Why are they not hiring you? You're not applying the jobs the right way. So he says, what do I need to do? I said, Ron, step one, everybody listen. Step one, you can do this today. If you're on your computer or another device and you have a tablet, you can do this right now. I said, Ron, you don't search for jobs by your previous job title. LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, and Indeed.com, they don't recognize that. You search for jobs based on The single word job function. I said, you're a senior sales account manager. Tell me, guys, what one word should Ron have put in the search bar? Just one word. What was it? He's a senior sales account manager. What is the one word Ron should put in? Everybody's typing manager. No, sales. That's right. Sales. The function of the work. The function. Ron does sales. Okay? Even though he's at the director level, you don't put manager. You put sales. You don't put director. You put sales. You don't put chief operating officer. You put operations. I don't put VP of talent acquisition. I put recruiting, recruiter. Now I'm telling LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Indeed.com, show me every job that has sales on it. Watch this. If I type jobs into LinkedIn on my iPad Pro and tell it to search for sales, Ron pulled up with his job title 5,400 jobs. I pulled up 459,793. You understand? It's a difference. It's a world of difference. I just showed him how to find another 405,000 jobs that he could potentially do. Okay, now life is great. Now it's awesome. And even when we sorted the right way, we got it all the way down to a perfect search for him, 43,000 jobs. So I'm going to do this for you right now. What is the single word function? The function of the work you do. I'm going to type it into LinkedIn, and I'm going to tell you exactly how many jobs are open right now on LinkedIn. The single word, educator, engineer, analyst. What is your single word function? Because I want to make sure you get this right. It has to be a single word, one word. I am a salesperson. I am an engineer. I am a scrum master, right? Risk management. Okay, so now what I do with risk management is I just type in risk. If I just type in risk in LinkedIn, 11,565 jobs. If I type in communications, 42,444 jobs. If I type in HR, 51,741 jobs come up. Software developer, 48,120 jobs. Asset analyst, 69,636 jobs. You're searching for jobs wrong. As a recruiter, we don't put in job titles when we try to search for candidates. We only put in the single word job function. If I'm looking for a sales director, I put in sales. Then I sort by everything else to find a director. If I'm looking for a chief operations officer, I put in operations. Then I sort for the experience level. That's how you're supposed to do it. Nobody tells you that. LinkedIn's a recruiter or Indeed.com. They don't give you these trainings. They don't tell you this. So you're out here searching for jobs and you're thinking, man, ain't no jobs open. There's thousands of jobs open, right? You should be applying to 630 jobs every single week, spending 30 minutes a day. 630. Type it in the chat. I want to make sure you heard me clearly. 630 jobs every single week, 90 jobs a day. It takes 30 minutes. That's it. So if you apply to 630 jobs in 30 over the course of 4 weeks, you would apply to 2,500 jobs. It's almost impossible if you have the right resume for you to not get interviews and offers. This is what I show people on the Fast Track program. That's why I tell people on their onboarding, the only way this program works is if you do exactly what I tell you to do. I don't know a other way that it works. You have to do this. I'm not saying spend your whole day applying to jobs. 30 minutes, get up in the morning, 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock. It doesn't matter. Before you go to work, do your 90 jobs, 30 on LinkedIn, 30 on ZipRecruiter, 30 on Indeed.com. Sip your coffee, brush your teeth, get dressed, comb your beard, get in your car, go to work. Don't check your email until you get back at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And when you get back in the afternoon, you're going to start getting emails. Some of them are going to say yes, some of them are going to say no. Some are going to say, I want to talk to you more about this. If your resume is straight, okay, that's what happens. But if you're not applying to 630 jobs every single week, I asked on the live yesterday, how many jobs? Let me ask you guys, on average, be honest now, how many jobs a week do you apply to on average? Be honest with me. Type it in the chat. 16 jobs, one a day. 10, 16 to 20, 25, 40 to 50. Now, after you guys share 5 a day, 20 a day. Now, when you share this, I'm about to share something else with you and tell you why you have to do it this way. Now, please don't get angry with me. Do not start to call me names in the chat. Don't send me emails calling me all kinds of names. I'm about to tell you something. Listen. How many of you, when you apply to jobs, you don't trust the job boards, so you go over to the company's website and do the long application? Be honest. How many of you do that? Type in the chat. Yep, me. That's what I do. Me. I do that. Okay. I don't trust LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Indeed.com. I see those jobs over there. Man, I'm going to that company's website and I'm going to fill out the job on the company's website. Be honest. Okay. All right. So let me give you some news. Let me give you news. Keep typing. If that's you, be honest. Just tell the truth. All right. Well, let me tell you why you should stop doing it. Don't do that. Don't go to the company's website. Please. If you see the job on ZipRecruiter or Indeed or LinkedIn, the only way it got there is we had to post it. Okay? That's the only way. All right. Now check this out. I always pause when I'm about to tell this information, because you guys are going to be like, oh my God. Oh my, what? Are you serious? Yes. All right, check this out. Let's say you're on LinkedIn and you see a job and it says, like these say, easy apply, right? You see, you know what easy apply looks like. You see all of these jobs right here, they're easy apply jobs. So I can apply to these jobs. It takes me about 21 seconds or less to apply to each one of these jobs, okay? When you go over to the company's website, it's going to take you about 35 minutes to do one application. Now, here it is. Pay attention. Listen to me. Okay, I want you to listen. Oh my God. So listen. When you go to the company's website and you fill out that long application, you're filling out the application in the applicant tracking system on the requisition. It just took you 35 minutes. After you finish that 35-minute application, it tells you upload your resume. The only thing we look at from that application is your resume. So we make you fill out all of that information just so we can get your resume. You just spent 35 minutes filling out that application just so we can look at your resume. And if we don't like what we see, we send you rejection. If that same job is posted on LinkedIn as an easy apply, it takes you 21 seconds to fill out the application. And all we really want anyway is your resume. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. See, when it comes over from LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Indeed.com on easy apply, one click apply, or quick apply, it brings your name, phone number, email address, and sometimes your city and state and your resume. Really, the only thing we want is your resume. So So you're spending 35 minutes to give us your resume when you could spend 21 seconds sending the same thing. Nobody tells you that. But that's what's happening. So that's why your application volume is so low. That's why nobody calls you back. Even if you have a great resume, nobody's calling you back because you haven't presented yourself to enough people. I'm going to tell you one other thing too. Please, please listen to me. Don't get mad at me. Do not start sending me, horrible messages. Let me tell you one other thing. Please, just please listen. I'm begging you, listen. When you apply to a job, let's say you're the first person who applies to the job at 8 o'clock in the morning. And let's say everybody else starts applying to the job. And let's say after you, it's 200 people who apply to the job after you, right? When, as a recruiter, and I do this too, when we start looking at resumes, we don't start from the first person who applied. We start from the last person who applied. So your resume may never be seen. I'm sorry. That's the truth. So you might be a perfectly qualified candidate and you will have applied to the job and no one ever calls you because we never got to your resume. There's a way to mitigate it. There's a way to solve this problem. Now, I know this problem exists. So how do I help people on the fast track program not have this problem, right? This is what I'm telling you. That's why the 630 number is important. You can apply to 5 jobs a week when you may be at the bottom of 4 of those 5 jobs. I'm sorry. That's the truth. I'm giving you real truth. Now, if I'm preaching over here, even though I know I'm coming home, just type amen, amen in the chat. You preaching, amen, amen, amen. You preaching. I could take another 15 people who want me to review their resume. I'll review your resume for free. Okay, so I'm trying to help you guys understand how to be successful in this process. Okay, I do have another meeting I have to run to in 12 minutes, so I'm going to stop here and I want to answer some of your questions. So if you have a question, you can leave it in the chat on any one of the platforms. I'll be happy to answer that question for you. I will be trying to do another live this afternoon or this evening at about 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want to join me and learn, again, more about the resume, more about how to apply for jobs, then I'm going to be talking about job interviewing, the 6 to 8 questions every hiring manager will ask you and how to answer them. I'm going to be talking about non-behavior based questions and behavior based questions and leadership questions. And then I'm going to tell you how to send one simple email, and get a hiring manager to gladly, happily give you $2,000 to $10,000 without you losing the offer by sending one simple email. So if you have a question, leave it in the chat. I'll be happy to answer it for you. If you want me to review your resume, I can take another 15 people. Daniel at dscds.com. That's Daniel at dscds.com. Daniel at dscds.com. I'll review your resume for free. If you are interested in knowing more about the fast track program, Daniel, what you talking about this fast track program? How can you help me get a job between now and May 14th in the next 30 days? I'll tell you exactly how I'm gonna do it. Just send me an email or DM me on the platform you're watching from, and in the DM, just put fast track, and I'll be more than happy to send you that information. All right, your questions. How many applications should I send off a week? 90 to 100 a day, 630 to 700 a week. Each one of the platforms will let you max out at 50 applications per day. All of your applications should be easy to apply. You should never do a long application, because the only reason why we want you to complete an application, short or long, is so we can see your resume. That's all. Never do a long application, ever. Okay? Let me see here. If you have a question, you can leave it in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer. For remote medical data entry jobs, what do I type in? I'm going to do that later today. I'll be more than happy. Should we apply closest to the deadline, or should we apply to it at the beginning of the day? So every recruiter is different. Usually recruiters are going to start looking at resumes around 1 o'clock. But I would say, man, you gotta get your name in the system. The way you eliminate this issue of recruiters not seeing resumes or maybe not getting to your resume is you just have to apply to more jobs in volume. Remember, I told you your resume is a marketing document. So you're applying to jobs, you're marketing yourself through the apply process. Stop thinking about it like I'm applying to a job. No, don't do that. Start saying I am going to market myself, present myself to 2,500 hiring managers in 1 month. If you do that, you're almost guaranteed to get interviewed and offered. Okay, that's how many you should do. All right, let me see here. What questions do you have? All right, if you have a question, leave it in the chat. I'll be more than happy to apply to it. I applied for 6 jobs, got 6 round 1 interviews and 5 round 2 interviews, 5 offers. Resumes matter. Absolutely, they do. Do should I use healthcare work instead of RN? No, you don't use healthcare worker or registered nurse. You just use the word nurse, nurse, and then you can sort by everything else like a registered nurse and everything else. The whole 9 yards. All right. Let me see here. All right. Okay. If you, I see people commenting fast track, but I want you to DM me fast track or email me fast track. All right. Thank you guys so much. Let me see here. Will recruiters still look at me with my current gap? Yes, I have a person on the fast track program right now. Her name is Felicia. She has a 2-year gap. If you want to know what my Cash App is, DM me. I'm not going to give you my Cash App here. Okay. If you really are serious about, giving a gift, I'll be more than happy to help you there. So DM me and I'll get that information to you. But Felicia has a 2-year gap. 2 years. She started her fast track program 3 weeks ago. She has had 6 interviews. We don't care about your gap. We care about your ability to solve our unique problem, and your gap can disappear if your resume is positioned correctly. Thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate it. If you're interested in a fast track program, DM me or email me fast track. If you want me to review your resume for free, I can take 14 more people. You can send it to me right after this live. I will review your resume today and respond to you today and let you know, change this, fix this, add this, this is missing. And there is an option in there for me to do it. You don't have to use that option. I have no expectation that people will use that option, but it is there. Thank you guys so much again for joining the live, and I will see you guys again very soon. Take care.